Hello, historians. I'm Mr. Fredo. Very excited today. We get to begin our mini lessons for ancient Rome and what will eventually become the Roman Empire. So, today, to get us started, almost as always, we'll start with the geography of Rome, the city, and the country it's within, or what will eventually be within, Italy. But what we really want to focus on is how the Romans absolutely, positively luck out with where they first established their initial civilization. So, to get us started, this would be a more contemporary map of the continent of Europe. But for the Romans, they start off right here. That's it, the western coast of central Italy, in a very, very small area right along the Tiber River, in an area that's surrounded by 7 different hills. You'll probably hear a lot in our readings and our discussions about the 7 hills of Rome. These different hills kind of help surround the city and give them a huge strategic advantage in terms of being able to defend themselves from early attacks. But in some ways, similar to ancient Greece, our previous unit, because there is a mountain range that runs straight through the Italian peninsula, the Apennine Mountains. But the difference is, number one, it doesn't completely engulf where they're from and where they settle. It's just kind of one of their borders. Another huge difference is the Romans have what we consider to be a lifeline river, the Tiber, a fresh water source as they're getting started. The ancient Greeks certainly did not. But in terms of our big focus with the Romans and their geography and where they settle, we really want to focus on what makes their location so lucky. Here's Rome. We already know one reason they're lucky is they're not completely surrounded by mountains. The Apennines kind of run right through central Italy. They have that lifeline river, the Tiber. That's another way that they luck out. They're also lucky in terms of their access to the coast. It's going to give them some movement later on. But what they really luck out with is their neighbors. Where they settle is sandwiched directly between 2 other massively impressive ancient civilizations, and that's to the north, the Etruscans, and to the south, our good friends, the Greeks. And this is a truly momentous opportunity for the ancient Romans because both of these civilizations, the Etruscans and the Greeks, are already, by the time Rome is being founded in the late 700s BCE, the Etruscans have already long established themselves as being great engineers, as being great writers, and the Greeks have already long established themselves as architects, thinkers, creators of different forms of government, namely direct democracy. And the Romans have this great advantage of simply being where they are and taking these ideas and then refining them and making them better into their own. For example, the Etruscans had this great engineering idea called a caniculus, and it was an underground trench that was used to carry water from one place to another. The Romans eventually adapt that idea for their aqueducts, those large bridges that are going to carry water over a long area to the cities. The Greeks, on the other hand, come up with direct democracy. The Romans will eventually adjust that into what becomes the Roman Republic, where instead of rule by the people and directly voting, the Romans will elect senators, and the senators will make decisions on behalf of the people. But again, they were chosen by the people to begin with. So cannot be overstated the importance of this location and how it gives the Romans a true jump start in their ability to start establishing it, the greatest empire the world had ever known at that point. This is like the Romans today. If your neighbor doesn't lock their Wi-Fi and you're just taking their internet from them and you don't have to pay for internet, that's essentially what the Romans get to do in the 600s, 500s, 400s, 300s BCE, and they have the benefit of taking all of these great ideas from these 2 very, very impressive ancient civilizations, and they use those ideas to give them the jump start to the point where they're eventually going to take over much of the known Mediterranean world at that time as we look at the start of the empire and beyond.